Welcome to today's episode. It is all about one of the most beautiful Super Nintendo consoles I have ever seen. Now, this is a custom by Raw Talent Arts, my good friend who's done a lot of customs like this. And he's also done this gorgeous Nintendo 64 for me. So Rob and I came to an agreement that if he customised my favourite Super Nintendo of all time, say my favourite Super Nintendo, it was the first Super Nintendo I actually got when I started collecting again in 2014, so it's extra special. In exchange for me reviewing it and showing you guys exactly what he's done on the video, he'll do it for me, and I will link his credentials and his work in the description. But I have to show you how gorgeous this brand new Super Nintendo custom is, and it's more than just the paint job because lots of internal things have been changed too. Let's take a look. And here this gorgeous console is. It is my pink and yellow favourite colours with the accent of pink and yellow with a silver, shiny, glittery, gorgeous, predominant surface. Rob has finished this off beautifully. I really love as well, because before we kind of dive into the bits and bobs of this, we're talking about the design. Player 1, Player 2, slightly different colours there with the pink Player 1 and the yellow Player 2. The Super Nintendo, I mean, just take a look. Just take an absolute look at how beautiful this is. On the back he signed and dated it as well. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. So not only does this thing look absolutely gorgeous, there's lots of special things that this console can do. And see this PAL logo here? Check this out.
You alright, mate? You don't need anything? Hey, did your head hurt? Throat hurt? Still?
So pretty neat. This thing actually lights up, which for me is gorgeous. I love neon lighting. I just think it's just phenomenal. I've got it all over my room, and this just adds a little bit of finesse to my favourite console. We're now going to take a look, or rather you guys are going to listen to me as to what's inside this thing, and I'll show you some pictures that Rob gave me from when he was actually modding this inside. Let's have a look. So here's the technical breakdown that Rob sent me, and I'm literally going to read everything that he's done to this gorgeous machine. I read, all capacitors on the motherboard have been replaced with high quality ones. Voltage regulator has been replaced with a newer version allowing the correct voltage to be applied. Also allows SD cards to pull the correct amps. Borti 4938 Super CIC board installed. This allows the console to become region free and allows you to switch between 50Hz or 60Hz. This can be done via the reset button or certain button combinations on the Player 1 controller. Borti 4938 RGB bypass board installed to replace Nintendo RGB circuit. THS 7374 video amp installed to give an even sharper, crisper image. Borti 4938 audio DAC replacement, sharper, louder, clearer sound using a new CS4338 KSZ audio DAC. C11 capacitor replaced to help with ghosting issues. And Rob says, what does it all mean? Super CIC lookout chip replacement, 50Hz to 60Hz switch capability. UIGR controller input sniffing to perform certain actions like to reset 60Hz and 50Hz switch up on certain combinations. Region free patch.
overrides region protection based on picture processing, status reads. De-jitter removes de-jitter on sync for NTSC mode. DFO, dual frequency oscillator here used to switch between base clocks for 50Hz and 60Hz video modes. I'm going to demonstrate them as well, as we're going to take a look at some gameplay, but that's all pretty technical, but someone out there will make perfect sense of it.
Rob also included this adapter, which for me is fantastic, as I can play region-free games on this in 50Hz and 60Hz. We've got some Super Famicom, some NTSC Super Nintendo, as well as obviously PAL. So this is a beautiful piece of kit, and we're going to turn this thing on and I'm going to show you guys this in action right now.
So here we go for the test then. Sorry, no lav mic at the moment. We're going to test some PAL Super Castlevania 4 first. The light is green and this is bright. Let's go. So here we go. We're going to start. I actually need to take this little thing off right here. Well, let's just... All right, here we go. Excuse the decal at the top. That's what I use to stream. All right, Super Castlevania, we are in. Let's hit it. I've been on a bit of a Super Castlevania kick recently. Over on stream. Okay, so remember we hit the reset button to change the region. So let's do that now. So we've lost signal. So orange yellow is auto region. So that we're in that right now, which is interesting. So that will automatically default to PAL as I'm playing a PAL game. Maybe you can see a difference. I don't know if you can see a difference in it or not. Let's go again. So now it's time for some Final Fantasy VI, obviously Japanese, on the Super Nintendo. I love this. I love it so much. So obviously you can see it working, but unfortunately Super Nintendos don't have translation patches. There are options for that. If you get one of the kind of emulator machines, you can put translation patches in with SD cards that will obviously bring it to your native language. But it does work. It looks pretty darn nice. And yeah, let me know as well just what Japanese or rather Super Famicom games you guys like to play. And finally, it is time to test some NTSC Final Fight 3 on this modded Super Nintendo. Awesome. Totally responsive. Guy, Lucia, Hagar. It's got to be Hagar or Hagar, depending on how you pronounce it. Oh yes. Brilliant! I love this so much. I'm going to try and change the region buttons just to see if there's any visual difference whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and pause it. Now switched it over to red. Looks a little bit smoother to me. I don't know if that's just me or what, but it does look a hell of a lot smoother. Did it! Right. So Final Fight for me, guys, is one of those classic games. Streets of Rage obviously being on Sega, Final Fight being on the Super Nintendo. Which do you prefer? And what do you think? What do you think, guys? Pretty darn cool.
I couldn't be more thrilled with this. It makes me happy Gaming in general just makes me happy, guys, and I love talking to you guys about it on the socials every single day. I was beaming with pride when I opened this. This is just a wonderment. If you'd have told me as a little girl I'd have all this stuff, including this beautiful Super Nintendo console customized for me, I would have just cried tears of joy, but instead I'll cry tears of joy as an adult. So I'm really, really stoked. Thank you, Rob. And guys, make sure you subscribe and please check out Rob's Etsy and his socials, which are all linked below. His work is phenomenal and I wouldn't recommend him if I had any qualms about doing so. So take it from me in good faith. But for now, enjoy the content and I'll catch you in the next one. Be safe. And I'll maybe see you on Twitch on the streams. Have a good one. My name is Gemma. Oh, we're going to do some Far Cry 6 on stream, by the way, and then finish the myriad of horror games that I have lined up. Have a good one. See you soon.